zombified.
Monsters are living under your bed, cause they are the voices in your head.
In the realm of psychodrama, we only know one thing, lovers. That's right. To give them the flux. To give them the flux.
These rappers is shucking and jiving and stuff, getting themselves in the shit that they can't get out of. Fucking up, they go to flux. A display of lyrics and patterns and rhythms by Side and Young Buck.
For viewers' discretion, it's only factual, non-fiction, homie. The ruler, the thumb sticking out, cause you know me. Federal, pimp lock the block, you can't hold me. Situation getting heavy, ammo get low, need my homie, what's side?
Well, your homie right on you, you know from the side. Going up on these bitches is devious as we gon' get on this shit. Let's talk, let's not sit on this shit. We the shit on this shit, they just spit on this
So
shit.
much psychodramatic, havoc at this bit. Crazy the ranger with it, this shit. Buck inside of the physicist. Belligerent, feel it, cause we ignorant. Nigga, y'all in it. The flux is the subject of weight and adrenaline. To feel a bitch. Side the medic, buck the relic, and drama that did it to him once again. Chance that you get, change to your face, and the blood to the covers, undisputed bitch.
And again, to the end of the pen, be worse than this sin against men. I'm feeling fenced in. From birth, saw the light of the earth, and I've been fucked up since then. This fusion, clenching, I might get a bitch contusions. It's two of Chicago's fucking gruesome.
And now, here are three guys who will tell it like it is, like it was, and how it should be. BiggOh, Hologram, and Mig Smart are going to give you the news and rumors. Welcome to the BiggOh Wrap-Up, right here on YouTube. And like BiggOh says, if you got it, spark it.
What's happening, everybody? Man, I miss you guys, man. Where y'all guys been, man? Welcome
What's
to the
up, everybody?
BiggOh Wrap-Up, man. Hey, y'all know who it is. It's your boy, BiggOh. And right over there is the bro from the Mo, the Mid-Mo Smart. What's up, bro, man? How we doing today?
You know how it is. Doing some work and taking a break to come chat with your ass.
Yeah, I'm glad that you can find a little time out of your busy schedule to come
Shit, I ain't busy.
Yeah, you know, well, you know, so you know, it's I have a little time to discuss what's been going on over the past week here in this crazy business that we enjoy called wrestling, man. And a lot of y'all listen. I'm getting a lot of feedback. A lot of y'all enjoyed Dynamite, the new set for Dynamite and stuff. You know, it did look pretty good.
Fire.
You know, Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay, banger of a match, of course. The debut of Okada joining the EVP Bucks.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call him the corporate elite right now.
The corporate elite. And guys, you know, if you got it, spark it, all that, blah, blah, blah.
Yes,
so,
spark it.
So, what's going on, Scripps? Scripps, great live stream today, man. Great live stream today, Scripps.
I missed the stream, but I actually watched several minutes and heard some good opinions and directions that you thought that things were supposed to go and should go. Yeah. No, very well done from what I could see. Yeah.
I see you got the green screen too. Can't wait to see you use the green screen in effects, Scripps, man. Good job today. Good job. There's the new head of HR.
About tired of my backdrop myself. I'm gonna have to get a green screen too.
Yeah, I got one. I got to put mine together. I will eventually. HR, new head of HR, JP. please drop a like, hit that comment, tap that bell for all notifications so you don't want to miss when we go live. This upcoming Sunday, we are doing an ECW One Night Stand 2005 right here on my channel. It's going to be a watch along, DVR, whatever you want to call it. If you have the network, you can join in on the watch along with us. Hopefully, we all can sync up our connections to where we can all basically watch at the damn same time, or at least close to it, so you guys can get our reactions and everything with that. So,
I'm actually going to break down and order Peacock for this specific instance. I don't like it. I don't like it. Look at me. I don't like it. But I'll do it for you all because I love you.
Don't make him cry out there. Don't make him cry out there. That is the bro from my. Hey, he's gonna break down and get it. He's gonna break down and get it. So we're gonna all do this Sunday, 2005 ECW One Night Stand right here. Next week, Rob is doing 2006, and
easily one of the best ECW productions.
Easily. Up, we got Jen in here. What's going on, Jen?
Sparking it,
man. She did say yes. She said she's sparking it up. Rob said he'll be here in about 30. That was probably 20. That was probably 10 minutes ago.
I need to step off for just 1 second. I need to take a phone call. Hold on 1 second. They're so
go ahead. You're good. All right, man. So what do you guys want to talk about? I'll tell you what we are going to talk about, man. We got news, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna basically run through some of the little smaller things like Bull Nakano and Paul Heyman. They've been announced as being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Well deserved, especially for Paul Heyman. For Bull Nakano, I know very little of her. The only thing of her that I know is that she did work in New Japan. She did work in WCW. And she did work in WWF. She did battle Alundra Blaze. They were kind of going back and forth for the WWF Women's Championship at the time. And that's mainly the only thing that I really know about Bull Nakano. But congratulations to her. Paul Heyman, what can I say about Paul Heyman that has not been said about anybody else?
He is one of a kind. That was saying the very least about him. He is one of a fucking kind.
Paul Heyman deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Apparently, he didn't want to be in it for so many years. Like, he's been given the offer 2 or 3 times, from what I understand. 2 officially.
He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. And I'm glad that he's going there. That does not mean that Paul Heyman has to retire or quit doing what he's doing.
No. There's other Hall of Famers that are still in the business right now. It's just whether they still feel it necessary in the furthering or in the completion of their careers, rather.
Right.
But in which case, I don't see Heyman really spending that much more time in the business. I feel like he's gonna maybe take a secondary route off camera. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, generally when somebody is in Hall of Fame territory, that kind of signals the end is somewhat nigh. The end is near.
Yeah.
So
I do not. I don't want Paul Heyman to go, man. I really
and
don't.
nobody really does. And who knows? Maybe I'm just blowing smoke up everybody's ass. I really don't think so, but maybe I'm wrong at the very least. And I kind of want to be wrong, but I mean, just when I'm hearing that, I'm just like, ooh, it's really coming to a head. But all things considered, I really think we've got another 2 or so years with him. Maybe before he really
Jen,
takes a step away.
I hope they don't forget. I hope they haven't forgotten about me, because I still come over there and bitch people left and right. All right. Just because I'm not there as often as I probably need and should be, But
That's what's
I
up.
would still go over there. If I go back in yesterday's live stream, because I watched maybe 10 minutes of JD's live stream, and dude, that was pretty much it for me for the night. If I go
I
over
got a
there
story about last night.
and I hear JD even say, like, what where the hell are my moderators, or where the hell is Otis? I'm there at least as much as I can. Holy, I sent you the link in your Twitter, in your DMs in your Twitter.
No, I actually
I
sent a super chat. I sent a super chat to JD last night, and no, he started off the show talking about what he starts off the show every time asking what the fuck everybody's drinking, and as you can see, I've been coughing and sneezing and been kind of congested and shit. So I've been sick the last few weeks, on and off, and with this fucked up weather we've been having. So like I take it like with my like for the sauce, every now and then I'll have a hot toddy, which is like some good lemon ginger tea and honey and with a little bit of booze in it. And I mentioned hot toddy last night. What's up, Hooli? Welcome to the show. I mentioned I was drinking a hot toddy last night, and I guess JD or Jesse caught it after he got onto the subject. He was like, what are you, 80? And JD just went off on her fucking rant. It was great. But then I sent a super chat, and I was like, y'all, it figures I've been sick, and y'all making fun of me because of my hot toddies. And but JD botched that entire fucking super chat when he was reading it, because like whether I just have a way of typing and word and shit, or he's just that fucking tired. Like he botched that super chat, but it was cool. But they were ribbing me for the hot toddies.
Hologram, what's going on, bro?
What up, man?
Good to see you, man.
You look like you need a hot toddy.
No, I'm good, bro. I'm just hungry.
I kind of want a hot toddy now after talking about it so much. I still gotta go back to work. Man. It's all good.
Hot toddies are good. Hologram, what you think about? Go ahead, Jeremy. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I was just saying it's an old school kind of tried and true health remedy. Yeah, like you get sick and hot toddy will cure at least whatever's ailing you at the moment. But either way.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, on to bigger and better things.
Hologram, what's your opinion? You know, what's your thoughts? Any memorable moments about Paul Heyman or Bull Nakano as they're being inducted into this year's WWE class of 2024?
I know fuck all about Bull Nakano, other than that she looks like the original Asuka. It looks like Asuka.
She looks like a mixture of Asuka and Luna Vachon, if you want to go that far. But
yeah, with the hair.
I don't know. Yeah, and the
face
aspects of the face paint.
I didn't know shit about Japanese wrestling back in the 80s, so I have no clue.
I had to learn. Like I didn't watch it as it happened, but I had to watch back and learn. But it was cool watching back.
The fact that another Japanese wrestler's going in is cool for the industry. I think there's a lot of people that have been overlooked because of Vince McMahon's favoritism over the years. So a lot of these talents that might not necessarily have been huge names in WWE, like were bigger in other promotions, and so them getting their shine is well deserved. And then what else did you ask me? Oh, Paul Heyman.
Heyman.
I just wonder why they're doing it now, because he always said he wanted to go, if he was going to go in, he wanted to do it after he was away from the business. So I don't know if this is further. I have a feeling some fuckery is going to be involved at this Hall of Fame because of the whole bloodline storyline. At any rate, Paul Heyman does deserve it. So.
Yes, we're going to get in. We're definitely going to get into that. Go ahead, bro.
We're going to get into that, especially specifically what Hooli just said, but about the Hall of Fame. But no, Paul Heyman, Bull Nakano is kind of a given. Somebody who, like, say, through the years, like they've had their time, they've had their shine, and it's time for them to have their flowers. And so that's kind of the one that I can kind of get behind. But
I just don't understand if Vince is gone now, like why not China? I mean that
That's fair. I've been
they're
actually
not done in announcing
Mm-hmm.
inductees. They could do another woman, but
Yeah, they could. Yeah, absolutely. Because you got your
likely
international.
from just it's an era thing.
It's
wait, Miss
and you got
Elizabeth
your
isn't in the
yeah,
Hall of
But
Fame?
yeah.
but they always do like a bunch of a few singles wrestlers, a women's wrestler,
Tag
a
team.
tag team, and then a manager or some
Mhm.
other kind of legend that just hasn't had their flowers yet. I mean, they have a kind of a system to how they do it, but I mean, it really just it's kind of gotten weary over the years. But no,
Miss
based
Elizabeth is not.
on
I thought Miss Elizabeth went in there a couple years ago.
I thought so too. And since she's
I'm at the.
gone, somebody accepted on her behalf.
I'm gonna have to double check that. I'm at the.
She has to be. She has to be. But no,
Elizabeth?
I totally Miss
Yeah, Miss
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
I totally
swear I
agree
thought
though.
she was in there, but maybe she ain't.
Paul Heyman does deserve it though. I'm just wondering, like, considering he's still active, is just the weird thing because generally they don't normally induct people who are still active. However, I mean, they're Adam Copeland. He's a Hall of Famer, and he came back, and they gave him the Hall of Fame because they never thought he'd wrestle again. They could likely give Daniel Bryan, his character in WWE, the Hall of Fame at a certain point, but I don't, and especially if he's really done wrestling after a few more years part time. But
2017.
no, but
got in at 2017.
that's what I fucking thought. That's what I thought. It's been 8 years almost, or going on, 7 now.
Yeah, 8 years. She was in at 2017.
So,
Well, yeah.
so, but no, I think it's classy that they give Paul Heyman this spot, but I also think that they were kind of maybe grasping at straws at who they really think is eligible for the Hall of Fame. And Paul Heyman was just the one person that they've landed on a couple different times, and just he's never accepted.
I feel that giving Paul Heyman his flowers now.
I mean, I'm cool with it.
And just like you said earlier, before Hooli hopped on, just like you said earlier, Jeremy, is that it might be getting close to the time where Paul Heyman is like, I'm going to retire soon. And as much as I don't want that, because we all know how great of an on-air personality Paul Heyman is, getting it right now, it does leave kind of, it is kind of a bittersweet because it's like, well, he might not be around much longer in the company, with him getting the Hall of Fame now and stuff. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope Paul Heyman.
Yeah, Elizabeth's not in the Hall of Fame.
No.
And okay, so I thought we just said 2017.
No.
I swore.
Huh.
Oh yeah, she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, Macho Man is.
This
right?
article from 2021 says she's not in it.
If the Macho Man is, she by proxy should already be in there.
Yeah, she ain't.
But
her, Luger, Demolition,
or just by association,
and Owen Hart are not in the Hall of Fame. Well, Owen Hart's never going in the Hall of Fame, but
that's
crazy that Lex Luger's not in there either.
That kind of stuff.
I get though.
Yeah, that
like
is crazy.
at the time of Elizabeth's passing, there was a heavy speculation that Luger got her hooked on substances and shit, and I think that was one of the reasons.
Yeah, I know.
Why
Sid is
kind of got blackballed.
Sid is not in.
I wonder, based on Vince, what you were saying a few moments ago, Hooli, about China, Vince not being in the company, he had a way of feeling about China and the way she spoke about the company, spoke about him, and a bunch of other aspects of the company.
But she is in through a group, though. China is in by association.
She's in through DX.
She's in through DX, but not individual. But I really feel like that might be something that should be addressed soon.
Yeah, because she's the only female Intercontinental Champion that there's ever been.
First female to enter the men's Royal Rumble.
Bam Bam Bigelow's not in it.
What? Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember there was a year where everybody was kind of saying he should be, and then it just quickly as it came up disappeared.
Bam Bam Bigelow is crazy.
But no, I feel like China should be, and Joni Laura really deserves it, even though they don't like. She wasn't that great of a wrestler, but her size and the things she still was doing were
and her gimmick with Eddie
remarkable.
Guerrero was classic.
Yeah, that was the perfect story. And Guerrero.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I even like the China and Mark Henry shtick that they had going on
That
for a little.
China and Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett.
That's big.
Over the Intercontinental Championship.
When
Jericho.
she beat the shit out of Jarrett with
the
Intercontinental match, when she beat the shit out of Jeff Jarrett with like a kitchen sink and everything, bro. That was a great match.
Okay, I remember
the Homemakers match or something like that. It was the Homemakers match or something like that. And then what China did with Jericho was great. I love that.
China and Jericho was great.
Jericho was awesome, man. Dude, Chris Jericho. How legendary is this guy?
He's gonna retire.
He's eligible now because he's been out of WWE for 5 years, so they could put him in any time now.
They could.
Is eligible. I don't necessarily seeing them putting him in considering he's with another company right now. I see that being putting a break.
They'll put him in as soon as he retires. Or if he leaves AEW after his contract is up and wants to come in for a Hall of Fame like Legends run, they'll probably do that. I could see him doing that.
I'd be cool with that.
I can see that. I'd be cool with that too, man.
And Jericho's somebody.
I think Jericho, even if he is up under AEW contract, if you're Triple H and you got the old fuck out of the way, you can pretty much book it how you want, as long as you get permission from Tony Khan. Give that man his flowers for the time that he did right now. Because we don't know what's going to happen between now and then. Lord forbid, I do not want nothing to happen to any of these people before they get their flowers. That's why I'm glad Paul Heyman is getting his.
Right. And lastly, touching on this, with Jericho, what we were talking about him, I wouldn't necessarily think that WWE. I need to see more positive things with them playing nice in the sandbox. At least letting talent go over and hang out at or even legends being able to go over, just have that ability to go over. And like say what they allowed with Lex Luger and the other legends that went to Revolution this weekend, specifically Luger. They said, yeah, that's fine. You can go, just don't be on TV, and don't be mixing it up with the TV crew and just being like extremely noticed. Which I mean, there was no denying who he was and what he was there for. But all things considered, I think that I need to see more before Jericho or anybody really takes the jump to, unless they're young and have already made their decisions, like Jericho and all the legends going back over to WWE for their last little hurrah Legends run or whatever. Like, say they just lock them in and pay, like they want to work and they want to be doing something, and they're just paying them to sit there, to sit at home until they literally retire.
Between you two, because I got my point of view. The people that's not in the Hall of Fame, now that Triple H has full control on who goes into the Hall of Fame, who do you guys want to see in there now? I know we listed a few already. Miss Elizabeth, Bam Bam Bigelow, maybe Sid, but the ones that deservedly so, and I know the ones that I mentioned definitely deserve to be in there. Who would you expect Triple H to throw in there? Perfect.
Oh man, yeah, Demolition was mentioned
for a tag team. The perfect choice.
Bundy, Bam Bam Bigelow. A lot of the talent that we had already mentioned prior deserves a lot of chance of that. Oh Lord.
I think
yes, Demolition first and foremost.
I actually believe Scott Steiner might actually go in.
If they're gonna do anybody for like,
didn't he already go in?
Because Rick went in, right? Or did the whole Steiner brothers as a
They
tag
both
team
they both went in. They both went in.
as a
as
tag
the
team,
tag
right?
team.
Because
Yeah,
Braun
the
Breaker brought
Steiner
him out.
brothers.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So I guess you could say that, but but Scott also had a singles run too. Rick not as big as Scott's, but but who knows? But definitely Bigelow. Definitely
Sure, Bigelow.
Sid Justice. I think he needs to go in. He kind of helped WWE before they got into the Attitude Era, before they decided to put the
I'd put him in as Sid
put the word on
Vicious for
Shawn Michaels.
WCW.
How do we feel about Ole Anderson?
The Anderson's
Oh
got
yeah,
to
he
go in
definitely
for
should
sure.
go in. Part of the Brain Busters with Arn Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ole will go in for sure.
He was part of the original Horseman. Definitely part of the original Horseman.
Virgil was already in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was. Virgil was already.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt,
sure. Absolutely. Bray Wyatt's got to go in there, and absolutely, I think Triple H will put China in there individually.
And here's another thing. What I was saying about Vince being gone and whether things are really changing or staying the same. Like I'm hearing that there's still a few people that are close to Vince that are still in the company and are still like Vince still has some kind of pull or say.
I said that the day that they announced that The Rock was the head of the board. I said they're plucking Vince, they're inserting Rock, and don't tell me that Vince ain't going to be in Rock's ear the whole time. At least feeding him ideas or suggesting things. Doesn't mean that he's calling shots, but he's for
I
sure.
think there's more people. I think there's more people in the company that are still got their ear to Vince's.
Bruce is still there.
Yeah, Bruce is still there. Which
Michael P.S. Hayes is still there.
The report was put out so vaguely that like anybody with fucking two brain cells to rub together could figure it out. So obviously, like Rock, potentially Bruce Pritchard for certain, and a handful of others in the company. Very likely, it really comes down to creatively is where Vince is really going to want to have the pull.
And you know what? And you know what? We might as well just segue into this next topic because Vince McMahon, speaking of him, he sells about 5.3 million of his shares. I think Vince is getting ready to lawyer the hell up and start paying off for some of these damn alleged victims. And
he's been
trying to slither his way back into the company. I don't think
right
he's
now
back to the company though. I don't. I think he's done.
Right now, he's probably a lot of what we're not hearing about. Likely is he's probably he's probably had to give depositions or likely giving
they're probably still collecting evidence and taking stories
collecting it.
People,
yeah,
for real.
And what's going to have to happen later down the road if the U.S. government, because the SEC is Security Exchange Commission.
This could also be like looked at as insider trading of some sort, right?
And with the whole sex trafficking, she's suing for sex trafficking. She was sex trafficked, and that's a federal crime.
He's paying. He's paying he's going to pay her 9 figures at least. She's going to get over 100 mil. It's going to be the biggest settlement for a case like this in history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's going to be the final stamp on Vince McMahon's legacy. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And even then, he's been moving a lot of money around. Obviously, selling his shares, and regardless of whether he very well could be moving it to private accounts so he doesn't lose it. What's the one thing if he does go to prison for however long, probably for the rest of his life at this point, but say he does get out under some weird circumstance and he's got all this money funneled somewhere else and fucking dips as soon as he sees the fucking sign of daylight.
Yeah, he's selling these shares, and all that money's going straight into an offshore Swiss bank account.
I am certain if he's
probably not even in the country right now. I bet you he's not even in the country right now.
He probably
It's
isn't.
hard to say. I have a hard time arguing that point.
Oh, but he's
but
under. Oh well, he's got to stay in the country. Never mind, because she filed a
no.
Oh
lawsuit.
yeah,
So
oh yeah. He's up
All
under
things-
investigation. He can't go nowhere.
So
Yeah.
based on that, like sex trafficking itself, regardless of whether she's suing him civilly for that, that's a federal crime, regardless of how you look at it.
Oh yeah, and
And
she's
so
she's
you're
going
damned. I'll be damned if the
forward with
U.S.
it.
government, if the FBI isn't looking
But
into
you got to
all of this,
remember, Vince is surrounded
looking to
himself
charge him.
with the who's who in the financial district, the political. I mean, he's still friends with Trump, and Trump at one point was the
I
president.
can safely say that Trump will totally if it comes down to anybody questioning his loyalty to Vince, he's gonna be like, I did business with him
Well,
7
yeah,
years
publicly
ago,
he's not
and,
gonna
and
acknowledge ties
publicly
with Vince, but
publicly I'm
they
going
they
I'm going
they
to
all have the
disavow.
same friends and shit. So don't tell me Trump won't
I'm
help
like
Vince if he needs
it's
if
no
he's in
question of
line.
who
He
I'm
will.
voting for, but I'll make fun of him.
He will.
But no, I was I was associated with him. We had a brief business proposition and then an exchange, and we did a lot of great business. But
Yeah, JP, fact.
with all of the he's going to say with everything coming out about Vince, I have separated ties. I have severed ties and don't plan on associating with him unless unless things come to a fair conclusion in his favor. But yeah, at this point, I don't see Trump going to bat for him at all.
Not publicly, no, but
Trump
don't
is out there trying to
they
save
got
his
all
own
they've
ass.
got they all share connections. It's all a club.
Well, let me
so
just tell you. Let
we
me
don't
just
need
tell
to really
you.
go through Trump.
Well, yeah, even then, I'm going to delve into politics for just a minute, Hui. If
Script
you
says
look at what
fuck your politics.
fuck you. If you look into everything that they've been trying to do to Trump to vilify and scrutinize him, if he is doing anything under the table or anything with McMahon, and he publicly renounces that relationship, they're gonna catch wind of it and try and expose it.
How many times
You know
have they
they
indicted
are.
Trump?
And that
4,
my point exactly.
5?
And why isn't he in
He's
prison?
still running for office. That lets you
They're
know that
indicting him
nothing's going to happen to him. If something was going to happen to him, they wouldn't be letting him go all over the country and doing his speeches and shit. They got nothing on
I
him.
know, because exactly. And so he is squeaky clean, and so he's not going to risk that just to deal with McMahon under the table. I
Watch
guarantee
McMahon.
you.
Watch Vince. Watch Trump win the presidency, and watch him have Vince be his vice president. Watch.
What they call pardon. They're gonna pardon. He's gonna pardon.
I will
McMahon.
spit a pineapple, and that is very
He's
uncomfortable.
gonna.
If he gets reelected,
McMahon.
he'll just pardon McMahon.
Scot free. He's gonna pardon McMahon. McMahon's gonna be.
He'll pay.
I don't know.
He'll pay whoever off to keep it secret, and let McMahon will slip out of the country, never to be heard from again, and we'll all go on about our lives. And then 10 years from now, we'll be like, "What the fuck ever happened to that old
Well, I'll be
wrinkled
damned.
raisin Vince McMahon?"
They are already erasing him. Look,
the wrestling fans will not let this go. The wrestling fans, as relentless as we are, we are not going to let that shit go. If we see it a mile away and everybody else is trying to turn a blind eye to it, like, we're going to be the first people to fucking call it out. Ha! You see that? He fucking left. And then they're going to be like, what? That birdie over there? Exactly. Like, but nonetheless, like, we could go off on tangents about this forever, but I honestly think that Vince, he's getting ready to be indicted himself after all of this is said and done. Federal indictments are coming down.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. There's not a person out here that can persuade me to vote for any goddamn body unless it's for myself or one of these fuckers that's on this screen right goddamn me now. But I do know this, that I will be at work when Joe Biden delivers his presidential address.
I am excited. Yeah, State of the Union tonight. I'm watching that shit.
Tonight. That's tonight.
Yeah, he's gonna invoke martial law tonight. Watch.
If he does, even then, like, it's just gonna be fun to watch him come out on
that stalls the election, right?
Podium.
You know that stalls the election, right?
All
he's got to do is call martial law.
Martial law. It depends. They can still. Well, I mean, by all intents and purposes, yeah. If they wanted to, it will. But I mean, they could.
If he's that
if
worried
it's for
about keeping
another
his
reason.
spot, you watch. You watch.
I don't know. Maybe the Simpsons predicted something.
Yeah, it's all
maybe the Simpsons predicted correct.
This took a really dark turn.
This
podcast took
Your
a
fault.
really dark turn.
If anybody know what I'm talking about by the whole Simpsons conspiracy thing or whatever, hey, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut, and we're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on because
just a little future content kind of stuff here.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about conspiracies and actual things going on in the government that you may not really think is going on.
Because I know a lot too, but I've been told to shut up and keep my mouth shut. So I'm just going to do that. But we was talking about Vince McMahon. He's been, from what I've heard, he's starting to be erased off of WWE 2K24. He's blurred out in some sections that he's supposed to be in the game. Farewell,
God,
Vince.
they blurred him out.
Yeah, they blurred him out. They're blurring him out in the game.
You can't play as him either as a character. I think they took him out as
no,
a
you can't.
character.
They took out him or Brock Lesnar. So and
crazy,
Rage can definitely tell you personally because she's been playing this. Shout out to Rage. If you haven't, go subscribe to Rage. Man, go subscribe to everybody. Go subscribe to Guardian, JD, Jesse, man, Ticket Drew, man. Just go subscribe to everybody. We out here just trying to make the wrestling industry better.
Tell Jesse to follow me back.
As we know, is that feud is still going between Jesse and the Mid-Most Smart. The Mid-Most Smart and the Chi-Town Smart. How about that?
I'm just being silly.
All right. So
he followed me before, and then he just said, no, I don't want to do it no more. I'm like, why?
So in other news, the WWE is planning an angle at the Hall of Fame ceremony between the Bloodline and Cody and Seth. And rumor has it is that Rikishi and Haku is going to be there. For all who don't remember me saying this, Haku is the father of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. All right?
And the uncle of Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, and the uncle of Jacob Fatu. No,
yeah,
he's the uncle.
Fatu.
He's the uncle of Jacob Fatu, and the dude that his name is Simi, but in New Japan he's known as Bad Luck Fale. That's their cousin.
Fale, yeah,
that's their cousin. So, all right. And you know what? I can expect Triple H to do something like this because Vince wants to keep everything formal and classy.
That's funny. That was the first thing I said when I got on here about Paul Heyman is I think that he's possibly being scheduled now to because there's going to be some fuckery going on at the Hall of Fame.
That's how we swerve into that.
Everybody,
I don't even read shit. Like I don't get on the internet. I don't read dirt sheets. I don't read what's coming up. I don't read spoilers. None of that. I just guess.
Everybody, if you're we're listening earlier, we left out Scripps on accident. Go follow Scripps Wrestling Federation on YouTube.
Scripps
and at Scripps 217
on YouTube. Go subscribe. Scripps, go ahead and put your link and stuff in the comments so people can go click on it and subscribe to you. Go follow Scripps. He's just getting off his feet. Let's help him get up there in the sky so he can be up here where we at. So go follow Scripps, everybody. But go ahead, Jeremy. Continue. I apologize.
Oh well, no, that I just saw it in the chat and figured it needed to be addressed. But no, all things considered, I really think that we're talking about the Bloodline angle at the Hall of Fame ceremony, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's perfect time for the situation coming in. Yeah, about fucking time.
Fucking 30, turn it to 40, 45.
What was that? Who did you? What'd you call Rob? What is it?
Matt. What's Matt?
Jobber?
Funny job, baby.
Funny job, baby. Funny job, Tay Tay.
Sound like Nickelodeon crybabies to me.
Y'all gonna say y'all say what up to Rob, man.
What's up, hologram?
What up?
Man, you had a busy week, bro. This guy. How do you have a voice?
Yes.
My buddy in real life was asking. He was like, "You got any wrestling today?" And before Otis messaged me, I was like, at first I was like, "Nah, thank God it's a day off or whatever." But I didn't feel normal. Like today's the first day since last Friday that I feel like back to like being a normal human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
That
Otis?
whole weekend, I'd never talked that much to people about wrestling before in my whole life. Like verbally, like maybe online, typing about it, yeah, but verbally, that's the most I've ever talked about
Just getting
wrestling.
exasperated with it.
Hoolie been getting busy, man. He be getting busy around here, man.
I'm like,
All
man,
over there on
I
DJ
don't know how
stores,
some people like
stores.
JD and Monster and guys that like put out content like every day, every other day, like
Yeah. Vlad
It's
the other
nonstop.
night said, I make it look easy. I said, no, it's not easy.
it ain't
One
easy at
take, Jake.
all, bro.
I mean, just because we went 4 hours on Monday and 2 hours on Wednesday, I'm like, bro, we went 5 hours on Sunday. Like,
Well,
like,
Saturday we did
No.
6 hours, 3.5.
yeah, no,
Three
now
and
it's
a
5.
half
Remember?
Sunday,
Yeah, it was 5.5.
3.5. I did 3.5 Sunday twice.
Yes,
Maybe that was
Jen.
Monday.
Typical Swiftie.
Plus all the modding that I did for JD, like, bleh.
Yeah, just
I just
fucking
felt like
brain is mush.
Man,
zombie. Just
Like, for
Mhm.
real,
I showed up
man.
at the wrong time. You guys were talking about politics. I'm like, politics.
we were talking about Vince and his ties to Trump. That's how it got into that. We weren't necessarily talking about
Is he gonna
politics, but
pardon him?
because I mentioned
Well,
that Vince has got
that
he
5.3
surrounded
million
himself
shares
with
he
just
just sold.
people in all the
He's
right
about to
places.
lawyer the
So
hell up.
if you're expecting Vince to go to prison, I wouldn't. Usually, guys with that much money, usually like he'll pay his way out of it,
Skirt the
probably more than
system.
likely.
Yeah.
Somehow.
They tend to skirt the system.
Talking about
We'll just have to
politics
wait and
would
see.
be like, hey guys, I'm voting this way, and this is why you should too. Like we don't do that here.
Nah, I hate politics.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Well,
But
we're
what we
talking
are
about-
talking about, we are talking about the possible angle that could be played out between the Bloodline and Cody and Seth at the Hall of Fame with Rikishi.
Hall of Fame is
and
on
Hyde.
Friday.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame ceremony is on the night before night one. So
Is it?
that'll be
Oh,
That
Friday
God,
SmackDown's
night.
going to be
weekend.
recorded, by the way. That SmackDown's going to be recorded.
Bro, I've got Super Card of Honor Friday and the Hall of Fame and double night WrestleMania and got to do DJ Storm's Monday afterwards along with whatever else we got going on. I'm already ruined, bro.
Well, prioritize. All I gotta say.
Nah.
Like I say, you don't necessarily. If you have obligations over there, we're not gonna press you. But
No, I do that Monday. It'll be Monday morning after all the wrestling is over.
Like say,
but like all the streams between the three of y'all, along like stuffed in there too.
He's doing 2 on Saturday. This guy up there, that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just doing.
That's
one
when
on
you'll be
Sunday.
asking me if I still have a voice. Will be WrestleMania weekend.
I know.
Because my birthday's on the 3rd, and I'm going to a big dinner. That's a Wednesday, and then Friday starts all the fun and games. Ring of Fire.
But yeah, I'm doing Stand Up Deliver, and I'm doing night 1, and Rob is going to do night 2.
Wait, when is it NXT shindig on?
11 o'clock.
Well, Sunday. Well, this Sunday we're doing the 2005 ECW watch back.
One night stand.
Yeah, but when is Stand and Deliver on?
That's
WrestleMania weekend, right?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah,
Saturday WrestleMania.
That's Saturday too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Stand and Deliver comes on before night 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, at 11
like 1 o'clock.
At 11:30 in the morning. But that's for me. It'll come on at 11:30 for me.
I'm tapping out right
for you,
now.
that'll be
You
about
don't
9 o'clock, 9:30.
on live. You don't want to, Huli, on that one. I'll be there.
No.
I'll be there just,
look at
that. Like say.
I got my Young Bucks shirt on. I should set it on fire.
After what we saw on Sunday, after what we saw last night and on Sunday, I think you should maybe save it.
Nah.
Maybe.
Oh, do you guys see the clip?
Okay, so
of what?
Yeah, the slow mo of Darby jumping off the ladder.
Oh, that too. I'm talking about the Young Bucks. They had a little backstage 2-minute 20-second clip on I think their channel or AEW channel. It was like backstage talking about the Okada. Okada was taking like photo shots in the background. What's up, Jen? And what's up, JP? Okada was taking photos, like pictures in the background. The Young Bucks were cutting a promo and stuff. Yeah.
Happy early birthday, Scripps.
Yeah.
Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday, buddy.
For real.
Yes, Jen, I'm wearing it. You can see it.
Did y'all see the tag? Y'all didn't see the tag right down there, right? Y'all didn't see the tag down there, right?
going to Dynasty. Oh, confirmed. Oh.
Not what? No, it ain't confirmed yet. It ain't confirmed yet.
Said stay tuned.
I'm telling you.
Stay tuned.
I'm telling you, I called for this fucking match, and if I said that match was to happen, I'm going. If I get motherfucking Ospreay versus Danielson,
where in the
possibility?
We'll get to that. So let's move. Let's get back on track. So the angle at the Hall of Fame. So we've got Tama Tonga, possible maybe Tongaloa showing up. At least Tama Tonga, but he's going to come in and likely. I don't necessarily see. He may be in the crowd, but he may not be making himself known as a on-screen presence just yet until it's time to fuck over said Cody Rhodes, said crybaby. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that we're going to see a whole lot of that unless they change the angle some way, somehow. And that really depends on the way they want to go. I mean, well, what do you think, Otis? What are you thinking is going to happen? I'm really kind of lost on
that. They're going if they play out this angle, man, it's going to lead into not only night one, but it's going to stem into night two as well. If they're going to involve now, Rikishi did throw out a tweet about a couple of weeks ago, and I guess basically saying he got his eyes on what's going on right now. I think Rikishi is going to show up. I think Haku is going to show up. That may be an angle that might be set up for The Rock to have Rikishi and Haku look at Roman like.
Well, certainly everybody that can was going to show up, and it's going to be more than the normal bunch. So,
yeah. Dwayne said this was historic. He said it was historic.
Yeah, he says a lot of things. He says a lot of things.
Right.
He does, but he said historic that this could be a super huge deal come Hall of Fame. I'm actually looking forward to the Hall of Fame this year. I am.
If they're going to do an angle that requires to be watched to really understand the furthering of the storyline, yeah, I'm going to want to watch it too.
This guy down here, he's got to do a watch along for it, right? Because it's going to be right after SmackDown.
Yeah, I'll do it. What is Rampage? What is that?
It's going to be right after SmackDown.
Yeah,
and Tony Khan is going to book Rampage to be absolutely amazing. You might get Mercedes and Will Ospreay on that show.
Nah, you ain't gonna put Mercedes on Rampage. He ain't that desperate. He ain't that desperate. He's petty, but not desperate. Nah.
Petty TK.
Nah,
so
he's all right.
I will say petty TK, and I will tell you another reason with this next topic if we're going down the line with stuff, but TK being petty with the real glass this weekend. I don't necessarily know that was fake glass. I think it was real.
Hey, cry me a river. Cry me a river. God damn it.
And
Darby's
so
back
if TK is willing to use real glass, I really don't think that there's that much of a issue with Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and TK at this point. I think he's literally just moved him to the New Japan roster so he can at least cut his teeth there. It's probably something he wanted to do in the long run anyway.
Probably.
With the terms that he was suspended, because they were legitimately suspending him to figure out what the fuck happened and to figure out the next course of action. But at a certain point, like say TK is willing to use real glass, which is the entirety of the reason why Punk what Punk used to attack Jack Perry and thus get himself fired. So TK is definitely not, him and Jungle Boy, Jack Perry are not at odds right now. They're now just, hey, let the heat die down. Go to New Japan.
I think he'll be back. Forbidden Door.
Oh yeah,
Forbidden
he'll
Door.
be back. Well, the whole scapegoat thing That ties into exactly what happened to him in AEW. Everybody's using him for the or blaming him for the reason Punk is no longer there. And regardless of how true that is or not, whether Punk wanted to get fired and just use Jack Perry as a stepping stone to do that, or if Jack Perry legitimately pissed him off and made that shit happen, and Punk got mad at and beat his ass out of anger and not planning, which we all pretty sure that he planned it. I don't necessarily see that Jack Perry and TK are at odds, and Jack Perry is as a shoot. I think Jack Perry and TK are on very good terms.
Yep.
But I think
Jack Perry.
It's funny because the rumor of him asking for his release just baffles me. Like
he's playing an angle right now.
Yeah, he has to. It has to be part of his character of him.
And even then, I can't necessarily fault him for going over there, considering we just took fucking 2 or 3 of their main stars in the last year and a half.
He's a foreign exchange student over there now.
Bro, Jack Perry is getting pummeled in Japanese dojos right now as we speak.
Oh, hell
well, even then, dude, that's another thing. We need him.
He's learning a very valuable lesson.
He needs to come back as Jungle Man.
Yeah,
like I want to see him. I want to see him as not that young.
So you might as well just call him fucking Tarzan, bro.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see.
That's Jungle Man. Tarzan.
For real. Call him Encino Man.
Encino
Bro,
Man.
That. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna stay in the AEW realm, man, because I don't know if you guys heard about Miro. Miro came out on Twitter saying that he's been injured for a little while. He was supposed to be in that match with Hobbs and Wardlow.
Miro just comes out every 6 months and says something when people start asking where the fuck he is. Who knows what the fuck is up with that guy for real?
Some of these guys.
How's he getting injured if he ain't have no matches? Explain that one.
The last match was Andrade.
I think he's sitting out his contract. I really do. I think he's going to say.
Yeah. He got until 2026. And they're gonna add time probably.
You see, I don't understand the work ethic of these fucking guys. They can't just work at. It may be an
getting a paycheck to play video games. He's straight.
No, I don't know. I just see them as being professional wrestlers wanting to wrestle instead of sit on their ass and be lazy. Because that just gives me if that's their choice. Mowgli, my goodness. But no, the whole idea that a wrestler is just trying to maybe not fake injury, but milk their time off just so they can sit at home and get paid. Like, with what work ethic is that when we want to see him in the ring, but they're
I don't necessarily know that his work ethic is like just taking it easy, but I'm sure that he's not complaining that he's not on TV or not involved in any storylines because he's getting to live his life and do pretty much whatever the fuck he wants. He ain't got to travel with the roster, none of that. All this time he's spending with his wife. I know she's been down with her finger infection and whatnot, which was a serious health concern that she was going through. But
and that's fair.
If he was on TV, he'd be having to travel with the roster. And if his wife is laid up, I mean, I'm sure TK would let him, see her on a regular basis and whatnot. But that'd be a lot of traveling back and forth. So I really don't think he cares, to be honest.
And I can understand why he wouldn't necessarily care, but I guess these guys coming in from the other side thinking that the grass might be greener and then just being little bitches about it, if you don't mind me saying. If maybe not Andrade, if not maybe Miro, Andrade specifically. Yeah, I know he was laid up with injuries and stuff, but a lot of these guys are just fucking crybabies is what they are. Maybe not, and not Cody crybabies in this, or maybe they are. I don't know.
Called the Wambulance.
But they're crying about things not being the most advantageous or
I think Miro's smart, and I think he's looking at both rosters across the board and understands that even if he wanted to wrestle what are they actually going to stick him in that's going to mean something right now? Nothing.
And
Shit going on. Like, he doesn't even fit anywhere in a title picture right now.
Nowhere.
I
Maybe
see that.
after Mania. Maybe he shows up after Mania, or after maybe he shows up at Dynasty. Who knows?
I guess, just call me, maybe call me nitpicky, call me old fashioned. I don't know, but these wrestlers who want to wrestle, but at the same, and we want to see wrestle, but at the same time, they're milking shit, they're milking time off for whatever their reason, and
Right.
even though if they're being petty about something, they're not happy with work conditions. Or they're not happy with the situation, they've got to work harder or do things differently than they used to. That's
If
just
Miro
them.
wasn't
I
happy,
feel
though,
like
I
it's
think
them
we'd know
crying.
about it, because wrestlers don't
Right.
really keep that shit quiet usually most of the time. And I feel like with Miro, like I said, he's looking at both rosters, and he's probably.
And
And
like I
who's
say,
to
I
say
can't
here?
blame him.
Who's to say this too? Like, the narrative is spun that he hasn't really come out and said really, like, no, they're not giving me anything. Like, I've been trying to work. Like, he's not burying the company. So that
Right.
leads one to believe. I mean, not maybe, that doesn't necessarily mean he's happy per
Right.
se, but
True. Very
also
true.
on the other side of that token, he could be like, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, he could be trying to spin it the opposite way.
I mean, yeah. I could see Miro trying to spin it the opposite way, but I think Miro has a little bit more, demeanor than that. I actually do think that he was somewhat
Like
hurt,
maybe he
or
wanted
maybe
like
he's
Malachi Black, and he wanted to like a lesser schedule. He just didn't come out and like make it public that he signed a contract where he's only working like 4 or 5 shows per year.
okay.
He could have done that. And
Yeah,
he
I
just
see
doesn't
what
want
Very
it to get out to
possibly.
the
Yeah,
public because he
yeah.
doesn't want fans
Nobody really.
I see what
to
you're
turn
doing.
on
Okay.
him. You know what I mean? Because if
Nobody.
fans got wind of that, they wouldn't be happy, and they'd be like, "Well, why are you like, oh, so
Exactly.
you want preferential treatment?" And he's just not spinning it that way. So that's kind of like the direction I've been leaning toward when it comes to Miro, is that he requested specifically a much lesser schedule, and obviously maybe that means he's getting paid obviously a lot less because he's not featured in any like major storylines or whatever. But he does show up for a match here and there. It seems like a few times a year, so it could be all
I
by
didn't hear.
design on his part.
I didn't hear an
I don't
exact
know.
And,
number of
and, and
scripts,
I
but
love
I
yes,
know he's
yes.
getting paid. I know he's basically TK opened up the vault.
A lot
Well,
of
yeah,
money.
and that's what I'm saying. It's not like WWE where they would be getting paid based off of how much how active they are.
The performance and stuff.
TK was
Yeah.
probably willing just to pull him away from WWE. Was probably just willing, especially at the time he signed Miro. That was a number of years ago now, so they were in a different spot. They weren't exactly positioned where they are right now. So TK was being a lot more generous and coming out of the pandemic and shit, and he was signing everybody left and right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
So Miro
Well,
kind of
like I say,
benefited from that.
this is just another evolution in how AEW originally was truly meant to be. But just like you saw how they came up and they had primarily indie names mixed with the elite and whoever they were able to pull away from New Japan and the other indies who were more notable names, and even from WWE when likes of John Moxley but they had a certain caliber of talent, and when over the years just to watch that level elevate, and then they get the talent, but then they have to meet as a company up to that caliber of wrestling. You understand? Because you're like say regardless of whether you can have an awesome roster and have no sense of how a wrestling show is really supposed to flow or go. If your production and everything isn't on point to meet up with the caliber of wrestling that you're trying to put on, it's going to look like shit, and your product's going to suck. And so
Yeah.
I really like how AEW has evolved and actually shown this time like this was a legitimate season premiere.
Yeah.
With like a new look, new feel, new colors, new everything was in a lot of cases were different. I really dug that, but AEW has had to rise to the occasion, and I really dig. I mean, with because we have a stacked fucking roster on that side, like world class. There is no other better roster. Like WWE, only with a few notable names, only barely even scratches the surface of second place.
Right. Which
Like,
and you know when
and
it
they
comes
aren't,
to,
and that's not including Kenny and everybody who's out on fucking and
Yeah,
MJF. Everybody who's
AW's
on
roster
injured
now
list.
is fucking loaded, bro. It's
Yeah,
loaded.
you know,
and
but
they
I mean,
it is
but
literally
some
the
but
epitome of
some relief,
elite.
but some relief could actually happen. And AEW does have this stacked roster, of course, including with the addition of Monet coming in next week at Big Business.
Money.
But
I'm just saying right
I mean,
now, I'm gonna crack up laughing if she don't show up, if she don't debut next week.
oh, there's no
Bro,
doubt.
I am going to let a
guarantee
number of
it.
individuals have it.
If the
midweek.
credits hit and the show goes off the air, I swear to God, I am going to go wop wop wop. Yeah, like it.
Need to have a soundboard for that one.
Wait,
Yeah.
can we talk about
that
Jen?
is a
Pull
big
that up
fail.
again,
If
Otis.
if she doesn't show up at this point, it's a
Can you
huge
pull up
fail. If she
Jen
doesn't show up
quote?
at this point.
Cause I had to leave. Not
No,
that.
the other one.
The other one, the Hush Money one.
Oh, this one right here.
That was, yes, that was. Jen, how dare you? That was funny. That's funnier than what I said last. Jeremy, what was funnier when I said? What did you say? That Brian Danielson said last night. Daniel Bryan told Vince McMahon, he called him fickle, and I said fickle.
I said that.
Yeah, what was funny?
Daniel Bryan called the fans fickle. He said they were fickle.
And I said, oh, you mean fecal matter? Oh, that's what you meant.
Fecal matter.
That's what he meant.
I almost forgot about that.
That was hilarious because you almost spilled your drink.
You clown.
Hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. Shout out to all my people on Twitter that are watching me on X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Appreciate you guys for watching. And of course, you guys here, man. Follow each and one of my bros, man, on Twitter and on all social media platforms. And shout out to everybody, all of our supporters and influencers and stuff. And I am going to stay on this AEW train because I want to talk about Mr. Mike Santana, your current House of Glory World Champion, as he is now officially gone from AEW. And I even wrote down a couple of his stats. You know, like I said, current HOG champion, former AEW and TNA tag champ, well-renowned wrestler, great wrestler in the ring. Had a falling out, of course, with Ortiz. Unresolvable might have caused him to leave. But what is his next move? What do you guys think his next move should be?
Well, I think he's making a good move by cutting ties with AEW for right now, because clearly he's working a sobriety program, and the last thing I would think that he wants is temptation in his face that so often comes with a life on the road, traveling from city to city. So he stays in Hog. He does his thing there. Maybe he feels like he's a bigger fish in a small pond at Hog.
Isn't MLW in New York, right? Isn't it based out of New York? Am I correct about that or wrong about it? He can go there and get more money, probably.
Yeah, he definitely do.
I know he wants to stay in New York, which is awesome. He looked. Hey, I saw the match with Matt Cardona when he won it. It looks freaking awesome.
Yeah,
I think he just is. I don't know. I'm assuming he's got a girl and kids and shit like that too. So
I think he has a daughter. I think
if he just keeps his circle tight and focuses on recovery, he should be all right.
Yep.
I honestly believe when I'm not saying now, I'm not saying next week, I'm not saying next month. When the time is right, I think NXT will do him good.
Oh yeah, I said that the other day.
Yep.
Yeah, I think NXT.
Yeah, I think when he comes back, I can see him in NXT for sure. I think he's a perfect fit for NXT, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing: he needs a home. at this point.
Especially if he's
I don't
singles
like.
now, and Proud and Powerful are like, they're not like friends if they're
They've
not cool
still
anymore.
they tried working out their beef. I think they're cordial with each other now, but they're not necessarily friends anymore. They were just trying to work together to play out the story for money. And even then, it really was a fucking crapshoot at that point. But all things considered, I really think Santana needs a home, and NXT is a good place for him to build that.
There's structure there. He don't have to travel,
Yes.
really.
Hey man, have him join Tony D'Angelo's family. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like that.
That's not a bad way to go.
Just don't put him in the don't put him in the LWO, dude.
No. The
No,
Tony D'Angelo, that's what Staples called, the Tony D'Angelo family, or whatever it's called, the family. Him and he can be a hired son.
Hell, if he would
He's
have
not
went to the main
Italian.
roster, if he would have went to the main roster, I would have liked him to go join Legato.
So what's the face wasn't a Samoan?
They wanted to do that.
What's his dude? Yokozuna. He wasn't a freaking Japanese guy either. So
yeah,
no,
but
he
passes off as Japanese, whereas
he's a
Italian
he's
family,
a hired goon.
An Italian family wouldn't. An Italian family
and here's the thing, Jen.
Nobody that's not Italian.
Speaking on what Jen just said, Santana and Hog is when he was in Hog and while he's in Hog, I never really after seeing Santana in AEW, I watched him a little bit when he was in TNA, but with LAX, but I really enjoyed him in AEW a lot more than he gets credit for. The whole idea of him going to the Indies and being part of Hog and whatnot. Hog, I've got my own opinions about, but I really think Santana deserves a home somewhere where he doesn't necessarily have to travel a whole bunch. All he has to do is travel from wherever he lives in Florida to the PC and to wherever they do their shows if they're on a tour. But all things considered, when it comes down to Hog, I liked him being in Hog. But I'm not a big fan of what Hog's doing right now in the likes of every single champion they've had for the last year at the very minimum has been transitional.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not a huge fan of that. That's just my biggest criticism.
Actually,
I'd love to pick JD's.
Who's the guy that hit
JD's brain about it.
Who's that one guy? Mason? He's had that title for a while.
Charles Mason.
Yeah, Charles Mason.
Oh, he's had the Crown Jewel title. He's had the Crown Jewel title.
You're talking about the world title. Okay.
Yeah, the world title's different. Their world title scene has always, or at least not always, but for a while they've been doing it all transitional champions, at least for the last year since I've been consistently keeping an eye on the cards. But I mean, it's just a matter of I really want to see them flourish and have some homegrown guys actually lead the way. And I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I'd love to pick JD's brain about his own company or about his own company he works for.
That would be pretty awesome to do that. I definitely
But as far as Santana goes, yes, NXT would probably be the best option in home for him. He'd get the right tutelage from the right people and potentially make a bigger name for himself than he was on AEW's roster, hopefully. I'm not going to hold my breath.
Looks like we got Scripps in here throwing shots at Rob. For some reason, Scripps is turning heel.
He's gone heel again.
Scripps with shots fired.
It's turning heel for some reason, and Rob cannot believe
Don't forget,
it. Rob,
Scripps.
what did you do to Scripps? What did you do to Scripps?
Rob catching strays.
Why are you turning heel on a week I don't feel good? Why? I don't have a voice, you asshole.
Come on, Rob. Don't give him excuses now. As long as this rivalry's been going on, don't give him any reason.
All right, so we're gonna stay on this AEW train, and we're going to talk about this subject. Sammy Guevara has been suspended by AEW.
Oh, boy.
We had mentioned it before. He got you remember Jeff Hardy wound up injured. He did a shooting star press off one of the corners and
landed his knee on Jeff's face, right?
Yeah.
The
the whole reason why Sammy's suspended is because of concussion protocol that he didn't follow. At whatever point, if as soon as you're aware that your opponent is injured in the match, you're supposed to stop whatever. You're supposed to stop the match or roll up, pin, whatever.
Good.
There's terminology that is relayed. There's how many people. My question is Sammy solely at fault? Sammy is definitely at fault for whatever reason.
What do you mean solely at fault? Jeff Hardy didn't. It's not like Jeff Hardy's bounced up and started doing moves.
Well, no, he didn't, and I'm not trying to blame Jeff Hardy here. Jeff Hardy is completely a victim here.
Nah, I blame the ref.
Yes, and which brings me on my next point. Is Sammy the
You
only
couldn't do
one
this?
who should be at fault here?
Yeah,
The ref
for real, right?
should be culpable. The timekeeper should be culpable. The medical physician or medical attendant next at ringside should be culpable. They
If you
all
knock
have
somebody
earpieces.
out with a move like that, and you get up and you pick him up and do another move on him, that's not enough time for anybody ringside to really necessarily even figure out that Jeff Hardy's knocked out. That falls solely on Sammy.
Yeah.
Because you know if your
Well,
opponent's
and here's
head waiting
another
or
thing.
not. You
Well,
know
and
if your
here's
opponent's
another
head waiting.
thing. There was apparently, from what I heard, I listened to Alvarez talk about this, and he said that there was apparently some confusion or miscommunication with
The ref
like
was
say
in there staring
everybody's
at
got
Jeff though, so I guess if you
everybody's
wanted
got
to say that some of the blame
everybody's
falls
got
on the ref, you
earpieces.
could do that.
Well, like say the timekeeper, the medical liaison or attendant next to next to the ring, like all of those people are culpable too because they all have earpieces. They all have a direct line to Tony in the back and can either acknowledge what he's saying non-verbally and just act to what he's saying over the earpiece, or some of them can actually talk back. But the whole idea here is that there's more than just Sammy in play here with this whole decision. Because if Jeff, the ref was looking at Jeff and obviously knew something was not right, and he could have put up the X, and with that, he obviously didn't get up go on to the next move or the next sequence that was supposed to be planned. So something was obviously up at that point. If TK were to recognize this, which he likely did, and was telling everybody to stop the match or take it home, which a lot of the terminology sometimes backstage is take it home means end the match. However, you have to do, take it home, end the match, quick roll up, whatever has to happen, do it. And from what I understand, Sammy either got a warning from the referee that he ignored, or he just should have known better, at which point, because of his training and how he's been taught that if with concussion protocol, if you land obviously in a weird position and your opponent or your dance partner, in which case, isn't actually up and following you into the next sequence, then something's wrong. Everybody should have seen that. And whether the timekeeper, or excuse me, whether the ref just dove over Jeff to stop it at whatever point, throw up the X, or if the timekeeper just fucking hit the bell at whatever behest of Tony and the medical liaison at the ringside. Like there's many things that could have been done.
Well, I'm just glad he's gone,
or at least to stop it and cease it immediately, versus just trying to finish the match and get everything. Because I mean, you saw in the after there's video and stuff after of Jeff and Matt in the ring, and Matt's pissed. He's looking across over at Sammy, and he's pissed.
He's yelling, and he flipped him off, like for real. Big finger.
But because of that, it's clear. It's clear that something went wrong. Regardless of whether Sammy rolled him up to beat him or whatever, that just had the quick pin, or I forget exactly how the match came to a conclusion specifically. But I know Sammy
go to hell, straight to hell, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
go to
PTA.
He did that and finished the match. It was relatively quick, but he didn't even need to do that. He just needed to stop. Just stop. Like I had this unplanned landing, and I know he's hurt. He's not following me into this next sequence. I just need to stop. So who else is culpable for this decision? I just don't think that Sammy being the only one suspended is the right call. I think that at least they need to be going over Sammy. Whether you want to argue it or not,
they got to go back over protocols.
They need to go back over
officials,
protocol clearly.
timekeeper, even the announcer, Justin Roberts. They need to go
because that's the last person you want. That's the last person last thing you want, and the company would want, or any fan would want, is for somebody to be that hurt and to be hurt further because their dance partner didn't recognize, or everybody else involved in the match didn't recognize. If nobody's paying attention, then what the fuck are we doing this, or what are we doing this for? If we can't do, like, why are we say that we want to do this and do it safely?
Well,
then why
Sammy
aren't
is
you
the
guys
new
paying
Mr. Gotta Get My Shit In. So if he's
Right.
going to be reckless like that, I didn't care for the kid anyways. He's another one of them little punk ass bastards that wants to sit
He's
there
gone
and say
up and down with me.
he's not trying to get no fucking advice from the veterans. Kick rocks, Billy. Have a nice day. Go wrestle in
I can't.
San Juan, Puerto Rico.
He's gone up and down with me. I think he needs some serious fundamentals, serious rehashing of fundamentals in his day to day.
Oh, Jeremy, I know why he's not hitting.
He needs to learn a valuable lesson about the wrestling business, like Jack Perry is currently doing. And when Jack Perry returns, hopefully this whole thing that has got him where he is at currently will reflect in his attitude and the wrestling that we see on TV.
Yeah.
He needs to mature up. Sammy is real. Sammy just comes off as immature, even more so than Jack Perry does to me. So I feel like, life go.
I mean, the way that I look at it, like, because I like Sammy Guevara. I do. I think he has a lot of talent. I think he can go out there and put on a banger of a show. We've seen him go out there and put countless of bangers with these, with the guys that with the dance partners that he's with and stuff. But I actually think this is probably just an accidental mishap. However, I do fault Sammy for not taking his time and making sure that the person that he fucking just landed on is okay or not. I do fault
as soon as you, even then, if you land awkward, like, you're gonna fucking know it. Especially like what.
Wasn't Sammy involved in that match with Matt Hardy that was at the Jacksonville Jaguars football field, and Matt Hardy plopped and flatted his head right on the concrete?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like for real, like didn't
Sammy Guevara's trying to take out the Hardy Boys is what I think.
No, that wasn't Stadium Stampede. No, that wasn't that. That was just an all-out street fight.
Oh. Yeah, that was it was there.
Wait, was that Blood and Guts? That wasn't Blood and Guts.
No, it was the night of Stadium Stampede. It just wasn't the Stadium Stampede match.
All out. It was all out one. I think it was like the first all out.
Oh. Yeah. I thought I remembered them being out on a football field at one point.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, that's
for a Stadium Stampede. Yeah.
But
it's insane. Also, I wanted to say, Jeremy, the reason why he's falling out with you because he turns heel and face, heel to face again. That's why he's falling out. Yeah, Guevara, his status. Yeah, last year, he's been heel and face.
Ever since we heard about Tay Conti being pregnant, everybody said that he's going to go away, come back and be the ultimate baby face because now he's going to be a daddy. So I have no idea what the perception of Sammy Guevara is at this point with the fans of AEW. I do believe that he's, to the sound of it, sound like he's getting kind of stale. It does sound like he's getting kind of stale. Maybe Sammy Guevara needs a new change. It might be time for him.
Here's the thing.
Send him to Japan.
As I was saying earlier, AEW has had several different evolution periods where they've acquired higher caliber talent that have elevated the company in which that they actually desired. I mean, they call it all elite wrestling for a reason. Elite level performers doing their thing on a alternative program that isn't WWE.
Right.
So just with
Sammy's
that,
not ever acted very elite, in my opinion.
No, and it's a
He's
different
got
world.
athletic ability. You know, he's decent for his young age, but he's a couple of McNuggets short of a Happy Meal, if you know what I'm saying.
But there's just evolution, and there's different interpretations of what an alternative wrestling source should be. And even then, with AEW and its evolution the way it is, it wouldn't be beyond me to think that Sammy Guevara isn't long for AEW.
I didn't think about that.
I mean, how many problems has he
He's a
had
day one, though.
in the company? He's a day one. But I mean,
think
there's
him being a day one
when
means that like Tony will
I almost
go
think that
above
Sammy
par
is
and beyond the call to make sure he stays, just because he's a day one. I don't think Tony Khan's ever going to let go of his day one.
And that's fair.
Now, come on, hold on. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Hologram. Now, you mean to tell me out of the 4 pillars that you wouldn't, that out of the 4 pillars, if you had to release one of them, who would it be out of the 4 pillars? I'm talking Darby.
I mean, I'm not
Sammy,
trying to release any of them.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to release any of them, but if my whole thing is Sammy might want to go elsewhere.
He said he doesn't want to.
He's had enough issues that if they weren't going to keep
the
him,
only one I see going anywhere is MJF.
Yeah, he's going straight to Hollywood, right?
Because I definitely I don't see Darby going anywhere.
The other guys are too small for WWE.
I actually could see Sammy Guevara in WWE at some point in time.
I could see him in NXT.
Yeah.
I see him in NXT. And I see him. I see him in NXT.
But Darby and Jack Perry are too small for WWE, in my opinion.
No, Darby Allin, he told you what's going to happen if he goes there. He's going to be in a boiler room doing you know what.
They're not going to let Jack Perry.
What's up, Guardian?
What's up,
Y'all
bro?
go subscribe to the GOC of the IWC. But I do see like Sammy.
I could see Sammy going to TNA.
Yeah, that's
Sammy for sure could go to TNA for sure.
He was supposed to go to TNA, but he just said no. Remember a long time ago?
That's right. He sure
was. Yeah, it was shortly before he went to AEW, I think. Before he went to
It was they're supposed to have back when TNA or Impact at the time, and AEW had a working relationship. They're trying to write Sammy off television, like he quit the Inner Circle.
Oh, that's
quit
right.
AEW. He's supposed to go to TNA, but I forget. That's when the whole
I remember there was
kind of wacky.
Well, there was I remember hearing something that he was actually if he didn't get an AEW contract, he would have gone to TNA, but because he was already working and getting fucking that. This is when NWA was fucking dying, and that's why he was trying to find another before Power even came.
Yeah. Yeah, before that became a thing. That's right. That's right. All right. So we got a couple more things that I wanted to talk about. I do want to dip into this that 21-minute promo that The Rock cut on Twitter and the things that he said. Of course, we know what he said at the end of that. He said, "Fuck your story, Cody. Fuck your story."
Wait. Do it.
And I know
do it
Jim
again.
loves that. I know Jim loves
do it
that.
again. Do it again.
That guy. He said, "Fuck your story. Fuck your story." And then he did his spiel. If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
Yeah.
There's a look.
Yeah.
It's so much to break down in that. And he broke down. He even added video. He grilled and barbecued. Was that Justin LaBar, which was hilarious as shit. I thought that was
David LaGreca.
David LaGreca. It was David LaGreca.
Yeah.
I thought
biggest
that was
Cody
hilarious.
crybaby of them all.
And then he told what he told. He said some things that I
Who do you think got it worse out of the three? Out of Seth, Cody, and Dave LaGreca, who got eviscerated worse?
LaGreca got grilled and flipped and grilled again. But what he did to Seth Rollins was embarrassing. But what he did to LaGreca was absolutely
He
Like
called
Cody,
himself
like
a
for
walking
real.
clown emoji, bro.
Oh no, wait, no. Cody got it worse. You know who got it? No. F all of them. You know who got it worse? Pharaoh. How dare you? Stupid dog. How dare you?
Goofy
How dare
dog.
you?
Why
Goofy dog.
did
Stupid
you
dog.
kill
Stupid goofy
Pharaoh?
dog.
You
I was trying to
evil,
be nice.
you evil bastard.
Goofy.
You leave
Goofy
Pharaoh
dog.
alone. Pharaoh ain't done
Yeah.
not a damn thing
If
to
you
the
want to go
Rock.
punt a dog across the stadium, go do that to Larry. All right. We don't need to do that, Pharaoh. Come on.
Hey, we're
You
gonna
go
leave
do that
Larry
to Larry.
alone. Larry is just chilling. He ain't been
Yeah.
bothering nobody. He ain't bit nobody. He ain't barked up no discussion or nothing. Pharaoh ain't done a damn thing.
Yes.
But look awesome. The Rock didn't have to talk about Pharaoh like that, all right?
I'd rather
Like,
see Pharaoh with a story than Cody Rhodes, to be honest.
and Scripps taking
now they're gonna have
his
to-
shot.
Is a god.
Pharaoh looks more
Hey,
of a
the
badass
GLC
than
said
Cody
Larry
Rhodes
is a
does.
badass.
Larry's a badass too.
all right,
Larry and
all
Pharaoh
right.
are badasses.
They're badass. Yeah, Larry and Pharaoh badasses.
No. He has
But-
bad teeth. He has bad teeth, not ass. Bad teeth. He has bad
Larry
teeth.
literally looks like CM Punk found him
Freaking
in
gremlin.
like some back alley in some Chicago, like downtown,
You know what?
like in the rain by a dumpster. That's like
He
literally
looks
what Larry looks like.
He looks like that stupid dog from Sunny in Philadelphia that never dies. He looks like that.
no.
Like, is he dead? No.
Larry's
No,
badass.
he's not dead. Yeah, he's Larry.
Larry looks like you know who
Bye-
Larry
bye-
looks
bye-
like to me, bro? You know who he looks like?
What?
I don't know if you're gonna know this cartoon, Rob.
Looks
but
like animal.
y'all remember Ren and Stimpy?
Oh my God! I was
Nope.
just fucking thinking you were gonna say Ren and Stimpy for whatever reason.
got Ren and
That's
even though
what Larry
Stimpy.
looks like to me, bro.
Ren's
That's what
Ren's a Chihuahua, but yeah.
Larry looks like the animal.
You know how he
from
just
Muppet.
looks all mangy? Like that's what Larry
Talking about,
reminds
yeah.
me of.
Ren.
But you know,
Whatever.
with this promo that The Rock cut, and then what he said on SmackDown that following night, I believe.
They're
by the
gaslighting
way,
us.
I think
By the
Seth
way,
got it
gaslighting
the worst.
us.
My opinion.
he
was that
gaslighting
Seth
hard.
the worst.
Yeah,
By the
I'll
way,
take that.
The Rock.
I mean, he told him,
acknowledged
"I'll
Roman
take
Reigns,
that title like that and put it on someone else."
Yeah, he made Seth
With
feel
what
like
he
nothing.
said, with all the things that he said in that 21-minute promo, where he was still like the previous day before he showed up at SmackDown, that whole thing, there's a lot that he can say when he's not on WWE programming,
Right.
but you would at least think with all the shit that he did say on Friday night SmackDown would have had much of anything to do with what he was saying. Would have had more to do with what he was saying the previous night. But he was just kind of going on about and talking a bunch of shit and just filler language. Like that's how they don't give us. That's how they ration how much information and how much of the story they're giving us. And I really just think that they're fucking gaslighting us. They're telling us one thing and acknowledging, oh, you guys want it this way. Oh, boy, baby. Okay, well,
Yeah,
we'll pretend
I
we're
think the
gonna
Rock's
give it
gonna.
to you.
I think
We'll
the Rock's
give it,
gonna have the
we'll
last
pretend
word.
go.
I think the
right.
Rock's gonna have the last word at Mania.
All right, Otis.
I really do.
You gotta put me. Hold on, you gotta put me on the singles now. I gotta do the 21
right.
thing.
We
All
got
right.
the 21 likes.
I have no voice. Hold up. Let me do it. Let me stretch.
To do the 21 like salute.
Here we go. Here we go. Otis, Big O, wrap up. I don't know, episode 17, I think it is.
17, yep.
Has not one like. It has 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21.
You skipped 4.
21 effing likes, buddy. 21.
You skipped about 8.
21.
21.
Yeah, you miscounted, but you're
Whatever.
It's good enough. It's cool.
21. How many times when we say 21? 21 likes.
You got to 10.
It's good enough.
I said 21 like 21, 21, 21. You didn't hear me?
You counted to 10 without any mistakes.
Ebonics doesn't count.
It's all good. We all know that the record here is 28.
You weren't even saying it.
28 is the record here.
You notice when after he hit 10, he went 21, 21, 21, 21, 21. Okay, 21.
I appreciate for the 21 likes, man. If you haven't, make sure you like, subscribe.
Yeah,
Again, hit
Shout
that
21
like button.
Savage.
Join the conversation, man. And hey, we talk about whatever apparently on here, man.
Oh wait,
But hey,
Mimo Smart. How's that drunk baby doing? How's that guy doing?
Oh, he's probably drunk right now.
Oh, his face last night was hilarious.
That was hilarious. This man was slumped. This man was
Yeah.
slumped.
Mm-hmm.
I think all this is going to tie.
Oh, go ahead.
You know, like I mentioned, the Hall of Fame is definitely going to be something to watch this year, especially with this supposed angle that's supposed to happen between Cody, Seth, and the Bloodline. And what's going to end up happening, I have no idea. We got SmackDown tomorrow. You know what's going? Well, enlighten us, holy one.
No, Seth is going to get fucked up at the Hall of Fame. That's what's going to happen.
Probably. Yeah. Rikishi's going to sit on him.
He's going to eat Rikishi's ass. You watch.
He's going to sit on him.
We are going to get.
Seth Rollins is for sure getting stink
face. Yeah, we're getting
at some point. At some point from here till this thing ends, Seth Rollins is eating Rikishi's cheeks, bro, for real.
I don't know. WWE and that stuff is not a good time.
Coming back for the Rikishi Kiss My Ass Club.
Oh God, no. Oh,
it gives another meaning. It gives a whole other meaning to clapping cheeks, doesn't it?
More like smacking cheeks. All right, one more story we're gonna talk about before we get up out of here. I know me and the bro from the Mo, we talked about what it means for the future talent of AEW now that we got Ospreay, Okada, and as of next week we'll have Mercedes Moné. Who should we feel somewhat kind of down about not getting their spots?
Because here's the thing: that just the fact that any of these lesser known, lesser utilized talent that, like, say, they don't want to just kill us with dream matches and fucking inundate us with all of that and just wear all the allure off of them. They don't want to do that just yet. Man. And I agree with feeding us Ospreay and Danielson, but that's one thing. But like, say, there needs to be a slow burn. But what does that mean? The lesser utilized talent, like, what does that mean being in the ring with Ospreay, with being in the ring with Okada, or Mercedes, in which case for the women's division? Like, say, because you don't want to burn out all your, like, high profile matches, like all of the lesser utilized talent for Collision, Dynamite, Rampage. Probably not Rampage. Probably be for the I don't know how they want to utilize it. I think something needs to happen with Rampage, but that's a whole other instance. But just the idea of who they
Jeremy,
can fill these spots with.
Jeremy, my bro from the Mo. Can 22? We
22?
The 22 on
I just had this. I just had it right away.
We have a moment, just a real quick moment of silence for Guardian. He took a bonsai drop from Rikishi. And let's all be thankful that we sit at the GOC of the IWC today. So, Guardian, I'm glad you're here. I'm happy that you're here, man, because, Lord, that I was exactly, JP. That was my next question. How painful was it? Oh, and you got hit by Yokozuna. Oh, no. Oh, no. You're a trooper. You're a trooper, Guardian.
I salute GOC.
But back to but I'm looking at and Rob mentioned the name because now look, we're gonna give it a couple of months after everybody comes in. I don't see no effect on nobody right now, but I know they're gonna feature Will Ospreay pretty good. They're gonna feature Kazuchika Okada pretty good. And I told y'all, Kenny Omega's name has been coming back up in the conversations in AEW. Yep. And with what supposedly the EVP Bucks did by firing Kenny, and then that picture face of Kenny that he posted, like, dude, there is no way we're going to get Okada versus Omega. That's probably going to be all in. That's probably going to be in London. I'm willing to almost guarantee that's going to be in London. Omega versus Okada in AEW.
That shit is going to slap so hard, bro.
Hell yeah. Just on BOW Wrestling on Monday, on my show, I said, if you give me Osprey, and Danielson, you better believe I'm gonna be in St. Louis for Dynasty. Damn it! What?
Okay.
And then after what Jeremy told me, because I dipped out last night at the end of Dynasty, didn't see the final graphic, but they put Osprey on one side and Danielson on the other side with the Dynasty logo in the middle. If that happens, bro, I'm so there, bro. I don't care where I sit. I'll go sit inside of the ring if there ain't no seats left. All right. So
when you were talking about Otis, my bad, cutting you off, bro. All in, I say they do Kenny and Okada, and then and All Out, they do the Young Bucks versus Kenny and Hangman.
Figures I have to leave for a second. You guys mentioned the idea that Kenny's coming back.
Yeah,
Kenny. He was talking about it. I think they do Kenny and him. Kenny Okada.
Them simply mentioning him last night. The whole idea, they wouldn't have even mentioned Kenny if he wasn't even remotely considering coming back or ready to. So I think we're
they fired him from the elite. They fired him from the elite.
He'll be back by Dynasty for sure. For sure.
And then you got to build that up because Double or Nothing is
again. It's another one of those instances. It's another one of those instances that I've just got such a feeling about it that I'm almost willing to put money
on. I don't know.
Because I mean, I feel with Omega being back, you already got a big mega match.
He's already been gone for a while. Been gone for a while.
Yeah.
3 months.
Time passes a lot quicker than you realize.
4 months, something like that. I forget.
And even then, like say, without a mention of him, there's been multiple instances where they even recently, where they could have mentioned him and haven't. But I mean, now that they have, it's just a very good sign that things are looking up. And very well we could see the return of the cleaner, or at least just Kenny. We could see the return of Kenny Omega within the next month and a half to 2 months. If not by Dynasty, I'm going to give it by Double or Nothing at the latest.
Yeah, by Double or Nothing. That's what I think. I say Omega will make an appearance, but as far as the match, it'll probably happen at All In. Absolutely, over at Wembley.
But no, just to kind of head back for just 1 second, what that does, for Osprey, Okada, and Mercedes, for them three alone, let alone Bryan Danielson, let alone Adam Copeland, let alone anybody else in this company that has brought any kind of decent ratings or positivity to the company. These three are so good at their craft that even if you've got even if they're facing not the greatest wrestler, like one of those lesser known names that we've already talked about, if they're not all that great and they're in the ring with somebody who's really good and can carry them, if they're not dangerous and reckless, they can carry them to a spectacular match.
Oh yeah,
and that's what I have every bit of hope for that. And that's the only thing. Mercedes with her size is the only questionable thing I have. But I mean, as far as flipping around and Hurricane Ranas, tilt-a-whirl neck breakers, the high flying stuff, cool. But at this point, I just think that anybody that isn't as well known or as notable as the rest of the roster, I think that they will have a very good chance at making some kind of headway and getting over simply by being in the ring with one of those three.
I see one of the greatest women matches on the face of the planet coming between Mercedes Moné and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
They've been keeping her off TV for a long time.
I'm waiting. I don't even care about Mercedes versus Saraya. Fuck that. All right. I
I don't
don't
want to
care.
see that shit.
I want to see Britt Baker and Mercedes Monet.
I
That's
want
I
to
don't
see.
think it's going to
what
be
I
the
want to
first
see
I
feud.
Mercedes versus Jamie Hayter. That's and Tony Storm.
Ah,
Them
gosh.
two.
And here's another thing. I
and
don't
Tony
want
Storm, yeah,
Tony
and
to
Tony
just
Storm.
sign. I think signing Soraya was the right move, but I don't agree with like why bring her in if she's not going to do very much. Like don't invest your money on people who you just want to have a notable name in your company. Like yeah, he was pushing the women bettering of the women's division at that point, but when it comes down to it, I don't agree with him. Uh, um, just hiring people for their name value, because if they can't bring anything into the ring, if they can't bring much to the ring, then it's not worth it for the company. That's why Saraya, she's not really wrestling. Like, what has she been doing besides feuding with Ruby Soho over fucking man?
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
for real. Like, and really, week to week, it's just backstage shit. We see more women's wrestling from people who aren't her. So, I would really like if Saraya is going to wrestle. Like, let's get you into a program, a meaningful program, or get you out the fucking door, or let you do something else in the company that doesn't involve wrestling. Because I mean, they're too scared that she's going to hurt herself.
Zero calories.
Why are you employing a liability?
God, dog, Jen,
So like
that's
whether she
ruthless,
is or
Jen.
not, like say you put her in the ring with Mercedes, trying to recap that whole feud and like rekindle that whole thing, because I mean Mercedes was the one who initially gave Saraya the whiplash and fucked up her neck.
Right.
So trying to relive all of that when we don't know if Saraya is truly ready to go, but just she can go, she can wrestle,
To
but
go
don't put
like
her.
Anthony.
Yeah, exactly.
No go. No go.
Yeah,
No go.
that's a no go.
That's a no go.
A no go. No go. No.
Hey man, do you remember the other day when we were talking? Was it Otis? I don't remember who brought something up, and I asked. You're talking about somebody that used to be on the roster, a big, burly, like white guy, and I mentioned Butterbean.
Damo.
Damo,
Big
yeah,
Damo.
Oh,
Big
that
Damo.
was
That
So I
Killian
probably
mentioned
Dane.
Butterbean, and then last night I see the Diamond Dallas Page documentary on
Oh
bringing
yeah,
how fucked up Butterbean was, which I had no idea, and then
yeah.
how DDP restored him basically, which was that was a
mhm.
great documentary, bro.
I
Yeah,
love all the shit that
DDP needs to get his flowers too. He's
For
saving these
real.
lives.
Right.
I watched the one what he did with Buff Bagwell, and dude, that was an awesome transformation from Buff Bagwell. What he did with
Really?
Jake
I haven't seen the
Roberts.
Buff Bagwell one.
Yeah, it's on there. It's on there. I saw it on YouTube. But he did one with Buff Bagwell. He did one with Jake Roberts. Of course, we know the Jake Roberts story. And Butterbean, and it's just countless of people just by doing this DDP yoga. It's amazing. Like hell, I do the DDP yoga as for stretches before I go to work, and it helps. It really does. Yeah. So let's see.
I'm
Rob
in
is in
Mizzou.
Maryland. I'm
Otis
in
is in
Mizzou.
Oklahoma.
I'm in OKC Guardian.
Guardian.
Hooligan.
Yeah.
I'm
I
in
thought you said
Oregon.
Hooli was. I thought you said
No, I'm in
Hooli
Oregon.
was in the shadows of Titan Towers. I thought like that's probably what Hooligan is, but Guardians in the shadows of Titan Towers.
No, man, I'm in
But
Oregon, dog.
yeah, he's in Oregon. He's up there in Duck Country.
Well,
Yeah,
ladies and
I'm not a
gentlemen,
Ducks fan at all.
Now let's be
I
real.
believe
Now
we
Nike country. Nike country.
I believe we have hit
Nike
all the
Country,
points we had to
Pac-10
talk about.
Country.
I believe we've hit all the points we had to talk about. I need to head out of here. I got a few things I got to do.
Yeah, we're getting ready to get up out of here.
Gotta
Before
go
we
wake up
do,
a
my
drunk baby.
before we do, of course, I want to start doing this towards the end of our shows to where I give you guys a little bit of individual time to get your words out, what you guys got coming up and everything. So, my bro from the Mo, let's start with you. Go ahead. You got anything coming up? We know that we know you got your channel in the making. It's debuting pretty soon, man. Tell us what you got coming up.
Well, like say, I've just been working through roadblocks, dealing with shit with this new car, and getting it licensed has just been more of a nightmare than I anticipated. But like say, I'm working on stuff for the channel, trying to get a little bit more tutelage and mentorship from those truly on the channel here, and but no, ultimately just kind of chilling, enjoying wrestling, dissecting it, and waiting for Dynasty.
Cool. Hell yeah. My boy Hooli. You got anything? You got any wise words you want to say here to the good people here at the Bebe Families Resort?
What's Hooli's Cash App? There we go. Or we got at least something for him.
Yeah, well,
no.
I need his Cash App.
I'm the last person to be dishing out words of advice to anybody, so.
Well, you know, Hooli always got some interesting things to say, especially, you know, the interaction with you and DJ Storms. Dude, like you guys kind of flowed off each other great. And like you flow off with anybody, especially here.
I actually haven't watched that episode back to
you haven't? I
haven't really watched. I watched my first couple episodes back just because I was that's the first time I've ever done this YouTube thing, so I was extremely nervous and fidgety, and I could totally see it in the first episode that I recorded with him. But like the recent ones where I feel more comfortable and used to it now, I haven't gone back and watched. I need to though. I don't like seeing myself played back. It's cringy.
Oh no, I laugh at myself when I do.
I understand, Hooligan.
I laugh at myself. It's hilarious.
And my voice sounds weird. Like the way my voice sounds to me when I hear it played back, I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know I sound normal, but goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Rob, what you got coming up? Because I know you got like a billion things in 1 week. You're like one of the hardest working guys on this platform, man. What you got going coming up, man?
Swifty job, Tay.
All right. Guys, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going live an hour before SmackDown live stream watch along. I have a live stream watch along tomorrow. But an hour before that, we do the podcast. We just talk about wrestling, just like we did tonight. We talk about a little bit more wrestling, and then we just do the watch along, and then I watch Rampage if I feel like it. And then Saturday, be on the lookout. I might do a Collision watch along. I might not. I don't know. It's taped. I don't know. And then Sunday, guys, that guy on his channel. I forget the time, but when it starts. But One Night Stand, everybody. One Night Stand.
It's already up. It's
5 something. Yeah, it's Sunday. Look.
Yeah, sometime on Sunday, right here, we are doing the ECW One Night Stand 2005 watch along right here. The family, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you go support my boy Rob, support my boy Jeremy, support my boy Hooli. And if you want to support me, my Cash App is scrolling right down there at the bottom, man. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to be a part of this, man, because we getting ready to go crazy, man. I'm sitting at 785 on the subscribers. Rob is like at 945, I think.
It goes
I think when
up
I saw you was at 945. I think you had.
Don't even worry about it. It goes 3, then goes down.
We are on our way to 1K, man. And don't forget to go subscribe to Scripps with a little bit of endearment to Rob.
Thank you.
God.
Something nice. Thank God. Nice.
I'm only 983 subs away from 1,000.
You know, we are all over the country, Guardian, man. And we are one big family, man. I want all of us. I want to have a beer with each and every last one of y'all. Jen, roll up one because I got to have a smoke with you. All that. Shout out to Rage, JD, Jesse, Scripps. You're doing a good job with your video scripts. Keep going. Guardian puts out the best wrestling content outside of the actual product, but it's kind of like an inside thing. And I appreciate that from Guardian, man. Jeremy, you got something you got to say?
Oh, well, lastly, I was just trying to say, donate to Otis. Help him get to
Oh
AEW
yeah.
Dynasty.
So about my little tagline. So it turns out that I will know tonight once I check see what my schedule's looking like. I might be at Dynasty next month, y'all. I might be Dynasty. I'll be chilling with the bro from the Mo and Kratos. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be fun. It'll be my first pay-per-view, period. Period. I'm talking about AEW, WWE, no matter what. It'll be my first pay-per-view, period. As far as close to home, because I did go to WrestleMania a couple years ago for night one. And look, I went night two, and I should have went for night one because I was supposed to see.
Nonetheless,
Cody.
First AEW pay-per-view. And this is just a big deal. At least I feel like.
So I'm going. The weeks are being planned, and the trip is being planned, and everything. I'm gonna try my best to make that happen, man. But hey, that's gonna do it, guys, man. I would like to thank my peoples, my bros that's on this screen right now. The bro from the Mo, Hula Grim, Rob Bay, and y'all know who I am. It is your boy, Big O. Hey, we are the Bay family, much better than the Don Callis family, man. I'm telling y'all, man. But that's gonna do it for us, y'all. We up out of here. See y'all tomorrow on Rob's channel, man. An hour early, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock on the West Coast, man. It is the Big Mo Bebe podcast episode. What number, bro?
18.
17.
17? Well, that'll work too. Anyway, we'll
pick one or the next one.
Yeah, it's the next one. It's the next one. It's the next one. All right, guys. We're up out of here, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with the new intro, man. Since we can't do Dr. Disrespect no more. Ain't trying to get
We can.
Nope. He copyrighted all of his songs now. It's official.
Yeah, but he undid it. JD announced it last night. Yeah.
Oh, well, if that's the case, we'll holler at you guys later.
I don't even know.
Deuces, oozes.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you your IWC Trios Champions, IWC Tag Team Champions, your IWC Intercontinental Champion, and your Bebe Champion. Welcome to the Big Mo